Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the Fantastic Four Issue 6, 2022. And lovely cover there that actually fits with what's kind of going on when we get in here. So, you remember that stuff about that algae that would have been a big problem if it had gotten out? It got out. So, we pretty much get back and we see the Fantastic Four. Johnny's pretty much surfing at the internet at like 4 a.m. It's like, guys, hate to wake you, but this seems like the kind of thing we should know about. Yeah, sudden algae bloom threatens lake swimmers. Of course, they then get back there at like 6 a.m. and then it's too late because we see the algae's everywhere. It's like, shit. Reed, of course, goes in, and it's pretty much been mirrored. And of course, it's like the perfect thing. There's not a single predator around that can digest it. And Johnny's like, I refuse to accept this. So of course, then Ben's like, we gotta save the world then. Let's do this. It's like, alright, Ben, let's do this. So what they pretty much do is they take all of the creatures that they can, and they pretty much sterilize them in like a little bit, and then Johnny kind of like blasts through the algae. And then, of course, he goes back into the water to absorb heat from things, which is a cool thing to learn about Johnny. I didn't exactly know that, but it's cool. And, of course, it took him 2 minutes and 39 seconds to do it. And Reed's like, we're too slow. Because of the whole kind of spread, this isn't going to work. Like, any kind of thing that got the bacteria on it could have gone anywhere. So it's like, yeah, this is not going to work out. And everybody's like, then what do we do? Ben's like, Bud, we can't just not fix this. And then wondering if, like, Sue could use, like, really tiny force fields to do it. But then Sue's like, best case, I'd still miss thousands, and we're right back where we started. Of course, Ben's bringing up that, like, we're going to get screwed over by killer bacteria. We ended the Reckoning War. We beat up Galactus more than once. I'm truly sorry, Ben. This is a problem we can neither punch nor reason with. And of course, they're like going around trying to figure out some stuff. And then Johnny comes up with this idea. It's like the bacteria feeds on light, yeah? So why don't we have Sue turn the whole sun invisible for however long it takes for those photosynthetic jerks to starve? No light, no bacteria, no problem. Oh wait, but except if we turn off the sun, then the earth freezes solid, and starving the bad bacteria will kill all the good ones too, right? Okay, never mind, stupid idea. And then Reed's like, holy fucking shit, Jonathan, my god, I think that could actually work. Now, the thing is, you have to figure out how to make it work. And that's where Reed comes in. And it's like, alright. And then Johnny's like, I don't want you going all maker and going all nutty doodah. It's like, no. And he's like, listen, this will work. It'll only be cooler. This kind of bacteria starves to death in just 3 days. We only need 72 hours of darkness to solve it. But there'll be like global repercussions to turning off the sun, right? And we already ain't winning any popularity contest. That's the brilliance of your plan, Johnny. We don't need the whole sun invisible. We just need a few states that need to be blacked out. And yes, this will kill all algae in the affected area, but we can reintroduce good bacteria from somewhere else, even during our experiment. I just love how Reed gets into explaining these things. Like, granted, not a whole lot of action happens in this issue, but I love seeing him working through a problem and trying to solve it. And the strength of the Fantastic Four, Johnny comes up with this idea, and now granted, he isn't able to go through it throughout to come to kind of like the better thing on his own. He's like, that sounds kind of stupid, but then Reed's like, it's not stupid. If we did it to complete conclusion of like completely blocking out the sun, yes, but if we did it this way, in this kind of rationale and this kind of logical conclusion, this will work. And it's like, and then Sue's like, well, hell, I can't not try it now. But there's no way I could ever target that wide of an area if I can't see what I'm doing. And then, of course, they decide to use the Fantastic Car and everything and go for that. And we learned that Ben called his truck the Fantastic 4x4, which, of course, he wouldn't. It's awesome. And then, of course, they have Johnny go to keep his sis company, keeping heating, cooling, and conversation. That that could work. And then, of course, we have Alicia with her people skills to kind of like help them out. And then, of course, we see Johnny blast him off, and it's like, I got people skills too, you know. And then hush. So, let's see. Thinking that they could get everybody on board with this. And Reed's like, once I clarify the issue, everyone should rationally see it's the only way forward. And of course, it does not go that way. Of course, they go there. Alicia pretty much tries to give them the lowdown on what's going on, as we see Ben and Reed trying to keep everybody from taking them down. And they're like, somebody's like, you're about to mess with the sun after what happened in New York? No, not the sun. Just its rays, and it's not all four, just Dr. Storm and Johnny. Ben and Dr. Richards are here to help me. And then, like, the senator's like, how are you going to do that? The invisible woman can't do that, as she pretty much immediately does it. And it's like, shit. And then she's like, any other questions? And then we pretty much go through kind of like several hours later as we go between Sue and Johnny, having a nice bonding experience. And it kind of, I really like it because of the brother and sister aspect of it. That always kind of gets me. They're playing I Spy with My Little Eye, kind of stuff. It's like, that's not the Great Wall. And of course, Sue's like, I missed you, bro. Right back at you. That it was weird living alone. I don't know. Appreciate what we've got here, our strange little lives. Ooh, what's wrong? Don't worry, I'm good. I've just never had an invisibility field so big for so long it feels like a limb I didn't even know I had is falling asleep. Distraction time. Tell me a story. And then talking about like a kangaroo that was like venomized. It's like, shit. Let me guess, you did it with fire. Only partially. So, what you need to know is that we're facing off against both the marsupial and the supervillain, and my mustache was just only coming in. And it's like, yeah, Johnny's stories and everything. And then they pretty much go to like this town stuff to like explain what's kind of going on. It's like, yeah, good. And of course, they take a break since the sun's kind of going down, which is a smart kind of thing. And that he's pretty much got to keep her. All right, let's see here. Day 2. And then we see that, let's see. They are reading. Yeah, Johnny is like reading classics to her to kind of like keep her awake and everything. My audiobook narrator seems to have stopped talking again, Johnny. Sorry. I just didn't expect Jane Eyre to be good. Who knew classic books were good? Everyone? On account on how they're classic? It's like, yeah, it's crazy getting people into certain kind of stuff like that. And he's like, I bet it's the title. They should have called it The Mystery of the Murder Attic. It's public domain. You could print your own version called that. No fooling? It's like, interesting. Learning that kind of stuff's kind of cool. Come on, you told me yourself they got this. Wait, they do got this, right? And then, out of nowhere, we see that they're dealing with fucking Dr. Octopus. And Ben's like, should have known some people would take advantage of this situation. It's like Dr. Octopus takes advantage of every situation. So do we, Doctor. Coming right up. Alicia, coming right up, Reed, as they're trying to deal with him and screw around with him. And then they're talking, we got Sue and Johnny being like, we start talking about how they started the FF, like we started saving the city, then we were saving the country, then the planet, the galaxy, the universe, the multiverse. What can we say? We're awesome. It weighs on him, you know. He can't stop himself from figuring out how impossibly high the odds are, calculating exactly how close a last-second victory was to a full-blown catastrophe. And I get that. Like, granted, I might not be calculating the same kind of stuff, but that Sue's explanation of what goes on with Reed and how he kind of calculates and holds that stuff to himself, I get that. I do that stuff. It's like, damn. And she explains why he shaved his beard. But the night before, I noticed some new gray hairs coming in, instead of just like going to classic Fantastic Four. And then we shift over, we see that Alicia pretty much turned off the lights so that way they could effectively fight Doc Ock with essentially Reed being like using his like hearing and everything to essentially grab Ben and smack his ass. Well, not using Ben as a cudgel, but to have Ben be put into range to smack the shit out of Doc Ock. It's like, I love seeing smart characters do smart things like this and work together in teams. It's like, yes. And Sue, of course, been like, it's been hard since New York, but there's silver linings and a break from the fate of everything resting on our shoulders has been one of them. It's been good for him, good for us. Present circumstances accepted, of course. This may be the spectacular view of space talking, but, well, I'm glad you're you. Thanks, Flame Brain. And it's just, yeah, that sibling kind of thing that they've got. I totally love it. And then Johnny's like, you're sure they'd call if they were in trouble, right? And it's day 3, and they're essentially got a mob going out there. Let there be light. Fascist 4, fantastic fail. They're trying to like calm him down. It's like they're looking for a fight, babe. Don't give it to him. We shouldn't have to. And if Susan's and my chronometers are still synchronized, the darkness should be ending just about now. And then everybody frickin' is like, fine, yay. We got what we wanted. Don't do it again, jerks. It's like, it's a like, granted, it's crazy, and you probably could have needed a little bit more warning, but it was like a world-ending bacteria. We all the starved. It's like, it's like, I get being aggravated, but for the love of fuck, learn how to deal with certain shit. Like, granted, there is a past point that I get, but it's like, come on. And then, of course, Johnny and Sue are celebrating. They're later get back to the meeting point, and we see that Maria Hill pops up on him instead. And it's like, yeah. Instead of metals are like cute, but you turned off the sun casually, showing that if you wanted to, you could end all life on this planet. Turns out the Invisible Woman's a walking, talking mass extinction event, Doctor. And I'm not the only one concerned by that. It's like, here's the funny thing. Sue might have extraordinary powers, yeah, but what makes her strong is who she is, because she wouldn't do that. The great thing is, anybody has the potential to be that kind of thing. And it's like, screw off with that. And of course, Johnny's like, I ain't having that shit. It's like, yeah, I get that, being a bro. Like, well, not just a bro, but like being that sibling of like, you're not taking my sibling. Easy, kid. Uncle Sam doesn't have the liberty of relying on your brotherly faith. What do you want, Hill? What? We're just looking for certainty, Doctor. A conversation in private. Don't do it towards Sue. Floor it! And they just decide to book out. It's like, yep, I get that. And then next month, then Fantastic Fugitives. It's like, it just keeps getting better from here, folks. And that's the kind of great thing. Like, at first, we were just building. We were like, okay, everybody had their own kind of stuff, but then we built to a point, we got them back together. And then stuff just keeps building. And it's just a natural kind of extension of the stories. It's like, oh, it's nice that this was continued in a great kind of way. And I can't wait to see where we keep going from this, because this creative team gets the Fantastic Four as well. I'm like, yes, I'm loving this, and I can't wait to see. And the important thing is, the next issue is the 700th issue of the Fantastic Four. I can't wait to see what craziness is going to ensue, and I can't wait to see how this creative team deals with Doctor Doom and what's going to happen. So I really enjoyed this issue. I loved that it mainly focused on Johnny and Sue's relationship when they're doing some kind of crazy kind of thing and just checking in with each other. I always like seeing how sibling relationships kind of work out. And granted, it's kind of a soft spot for me, but I do like seeing the differences and the similarities that certain siblings have. And then also seeing Reed having a solution to a problem and then trying to get people to see the logic of that, and they're just like, fuck, no, screw you. It's like, okay, then starve because of the algae? Like, nuts. And then how it was going crazy and how he had to kind of deal with that and how he successfully dealt with it when it got to the point of like, shit, and then it finally was over. I liked seeing that kind of split up, and they devoted a good amount of time to both, so that way you're like, oh, okay, this is going horribly for Ben, Alicia, and Reed. And I love that Alicia is getting good screen time? It's panel time? I'm gonna go with screen time. It's weird and fits more with TV and movies, but I like that she's being utilized very effectively. It's not that they just leave her in a corner and it's like, use her! No, she is part of the Fantastic Four family, and they use her well. And I'm like, yes, I'm just happy with this series, and I can't wait to see what awesomeness continues next, as well as what amazingness and fantasticness we will get out of the 700th issue. So those are my opinions on this issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.